Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're in Sims 4 again doing another build. For today's video, due to it being very close to Halloween, I thought I would do a spooky haunted house build. So I ended up basing it off of a miniature I found on Google. So I tend to actually do that a lot now instead of building off actual houses. I like finding like fake houses and trying to build in The Sims, because obviously I think it might be a bit easier just because obviously The Sims isn't a real house either, so basing it off of a fake model of a house is probably, it just makes it a bit more ideal. So yeah, I went for that one, and then I ended up using a lot of cottage living, vampires and spooky stuff in this build. So the windows are all cottage living because it just made sense, because this is it kind of looks like a creepy cottage, but like without the cottage shape. So like obviously I wanted to make the house look like very old, so I ended up using those because it like gives off like an old vibe, like old house vibe, so that's why I went for those. And then because the windows with all like the weird paneling through them, it just gave me that vibe, so that's why I went for cottage living. It's very basic how to make the house look as old as possible, basically. So yeah, that's the windows, and then I end up adding cobwebs everywhere because I obviously wanted to make it creepy, so obviously I used spooky stuff for that. And then I went from there. Obviously even the wallpaper is spooky stuff as well. But it's very black and brown was the kind of color I went for, because I wanted to not just make it fully black, so that you could actually like see the windows. Like they kind of blend in, but like they still, because of the brown, they stick out just a little bit, so it's not just all like a black, like dark house. But that's that's the reason why I went for the brown windows versus like the black walls. Sadly, because the miniature did have a little window sticking out of the roof there, sadly I couldn't find one with like a black wallpaper that matched the roof that I went for. So it is white, so it does kind of stick out, but that's fine. I can't obviously get everything the same in The Sims, so it is what it is. I end up adding a lot of Halloween decorations outside the front of the house for obvious reason. It is a Halloween spooky house, so yeah, that's why I end up adding a lot of Halloween, and I end up going for all dead trees to obviously go off the old creepy haunted vibe. So I end up going for the lights. I end up changing them to all candlelit lighting because I didn't want any like super modern technology in this build. There is some, but primarily it's old timey items. So I went for this Realm of Magic kitchen because it kind of gave me that vibe of creepy old house. And then I changed the oven and fridge to again just old fridges and stuff. And then it had some brown in it as well, which is good because it kind of incorporated with the windows, because obviously you got the windows are brown from the inside as well. Obviously it depends on the windows you pick of what colour they are on the inside versus the outside, but so it did work with the build I was doing. So just finished figuring out the layout right now. Pretty basic layout. It's everything's downstairs except for the bedroom, because it just made sense there, because it's quite a small house. It's only one bedroom and one bathroom. I didn't want to make it a huge house because most people would go for like a big mansion when they're doing a haunted house. I just wanted something small. I kind of wanted it to feel like, not just like, I don't really know what I was thinking when I was doing a kind of gingerbread lady house, but like creepy. Easier than a gingerbread lady you know, not gingerbread lady, yeah, gingerbread lady, but like obviously it's not the gingerbread lady house, but that kind of vibe, but make it like really dark and creepy. So like for the living room, I end up using the spooky stuff couches because they were like all tiered and old looking, you know, and then the vampires a fireplace because that also gave me that vibe. I made sure the clutter kind of was all creepy as well because you don't want to have like weird, like normal clutter in this house. So obviously went for paranormal clutter. A lot of I think it was basically all paranormal for the clutter I used because it just had like the perfect kind of creepy vibe. Obviously you got the weird hand and the globe. You can speak to spirits globe, I think it's what it is. I ended up putting that on the dining table because obviously it just, you know, it's probably where you would summon spirits and stuff, so yeah, that's why I put it there. But then yeah, just adding random clutter everywhere, and then made sure I had rugs so that, because the floor is obviously all wooden, I always do wooden builds, so I always like to make sure I have rugs everywhere. So if you're ever wondering why there's always rugs, it's because I only want to do wooden flooring. I don't really like carpet, so that's why. I do like carpet, but like for some reason I just tend to do more wooden builds. For the bathroom, I use primarily vampires because I thought it worked really well with the theme that I was going for. So just use the bathroom's just all vampire items. So yeah, that would even also obviously all the lighting I've changed to candlelit there just because it made sense. And then I ended up going for a vampire's wallpaper and then ended up using the really cobwebby one in the entrance. I was thinking maybe I could do it all through the house because obviously it would give off a very creepy, but there's just too many cobwebs. If there was like only a little bit of cobwebs, it would have worked perfectly because I thought that would have given off that vibe really well. Obviously an old house, you're going to have cobwebs everywhere, so ended up just adding cobwebs, using the vampire cobwebs throughout the house instead for the main part. And then added, you know, got pictures everywhere, just because, you know, and then I've obviously got just adding more clutter everywhere, pretty basic. But that's the downstairs, basically down. For the upstairs, I also got the bedroom. I ended up going for a brown and black design up here as well to incorporate the theme. So I ended up going for this new bed that we got in is it new? It's not new anymore, but the industrial kit pack thing. Because I thought it was a theme. I didn't want to go for like a really over the top bed for this, only because it was quite a small bedroom. So yeah, I went for the spooky stuff. I forgot what it's called, bedside table. I went for a lot of spooky stuff items because like when else am I going to use them? You know, I'm not going to use them any other time of the year except for like during October, so it just made sense to me. And then obviously more clutter, and I ended up adding an ottoman just to add something there because I didn't really know what else to put there. In terms of plants, I didn't want to go for like too many, like I didn't want plants that were like really green because obviously why would you have like fresh plants in a haunted house kind of thing. And then just added tons of photos. Obviously the photos all have people in them because that tends to happen with old spooky houses. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye!